This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us. It's been about a month since the release of our fan film, Star Wars Fallen Jedi, and we've been overwhelmed by the reception of the film and the outpouring of love from each and every one of you. We are most grateful for your kind words and thoughtful comments. Except for the mean ones, you guys are poopheads. But needless to say, this has been an exciting time for us. Back in December, we even made the local news.
Tonight, Broken Arrow saw a little bit of a galaxy far, far away releasing Fallen Jedi, a Star Wars fan film from writer and director David Overholt. The Force was with photojournalist Andrew Palmer as we sent him to New Orleans Square Theater to see The Fallen Jedi and learn more about its production.
It was just going to be a short little 15-minute, fight, basically, and it kind of ballooned into something else.
When we started this film, it was going to be like 15 minutes long only. We weren't planning on making like a full movie, but it started getting so big, we were like, well, maybe we should try to get some people together to watch it.
I told him my son was in martial arts, and so he was like, oh, really? Do you think he'd be interested in being in a little lightsaber fight scene, And I was like, probably not, but I'm game.
Stay calm and trust your instincts.
He's always had all these projects, and I was always like, if I can help in any way, let me know. He came forward and he's like, hey, you want a part? And I was like, oh my goodness.
It's a whole different kind of feeling to know other people are as excited about something you put so much work into as you are.
To watch one of his projects come to full fruition is just absolutely phenomenal.
It's been very rewarding seeing all the shots come together after all the hard work I put into it. I've never had people come out into the cold, actually go somewhere, put down money to see something I've worked on.
But speaking of news, I have some news for you. This will be a day long remembered. Lord Maul, what is the view count on the fan film?
It's over 9,000!
What? 9,000? Even my last Jedi review doesn't have a count that high. Now that is totally wizard, and it's thanks to each and every one of you who shared this film. Thank you to all of you who have shown your support for this project and patiently waited during our 3 long years of production. But the good news keeps coming. I just got an updated copy of the computer animation software I used when I was a youngling, which means I can now build spaceships, environments, even robots and creatures for future film projects. From age 11 to 15, I spent countless hours creating characters and animations in this program, wishing I had green screen capabilities so I could combine actors with CGI environments like I saw in behind-the-scenes featurettes. And now, after all these years, that dream will finally become a reality. To refamiliarize myself with the program, I decided to build a speedy spaceship. The first step was creating a simple design, heavily inspired by the Corellian vessels from Star Wars. Next, I created a rough texture map to give the hull a battered and lived-in appearance. She may not look like much, but she's gotta wear a counts, kid. She won't win any beauty pageants, but all these dings and scratches give the vessel character. Finally, using my original blueprint image as a template, I created a quick color map, so the ship would have lots of grime, rust, and burn marks all over the hull, particularly towards the rear of the ship where the engines are located. With the design, texture, and color maps complete, I imported all 3 of these images into my computer animation software. And using these images as a blueprint, I built a digital 3D model of the spaceship. Since the rough geometry was the same shape as the original template image, I used the texture and color maps as decals to give the model some of its surface detail. Now this is the first time in over 15 years that I have used this program, and I must say, I felt an enormous swell of nostalgia building 3D models once again. And even though it's a simple vessel that only took me about 2 hours to build, I still think it's pretty wizard. Now that we've built the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, it's time to take her for a test drive and do a little camera flyby. As much as I love practical visual effects, the advantages of CGI become apparent when you realize what would have taken me hours to complete with a real model can be done in minutes in Animation Master. Once our light source is properly placed, I merely drag this spaceship model to where I want its starting position to be. Then, I merely scrub forward on the timeline and move the starship to its final resting place. In order to give the shot some more dynamic movement towards the end, I rotated the vessel so it banks towards the camera. This will give it a greater sense of life and movement. Once I've tested everything to make sure it plays smoothly, I render it out in front of a green background so I can key out the green and add in a star field later on. Now that I've brought my footage into HitFilm, it's a simple matter of color keying the green, adding the star field, and completing the final composite. The advantage of working this way is that I can now reuse this shot in front of any background I wish. As you can see, there is so much more life to these shots than what I was able to achieve with practical models in our fan film Fallen Jedi, so in the future, I'll be able to build starships, environments, robots, creatures. The sky's the limit. We have a lot of exciting things planned for the future, including original sci-fi and fantasy projects. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss our weekly videos. Before we go, I would like to take a moment to thank Ronald Morgan for his contribution to the channel. The Empire thanks you for your support, my friend. If you'd like to be a part of what we're doing here, donate to our PayPal today. It is greatly needed and appreciated. Any amount helps. This has been Vader Reviews. Until next time, may the Force be with you.